friends, so it is day 10 of my Christmas in July crafty series, and today we are going to be making some scrap Christmas cards. So something I forgot to mention in my first video where I showed you the different papers and things I wanted to try to use this month for Christmas in July projects was this box of A2 card bases. I believe it originally came with 80 sets of cards and envelopes, and you got like different shades of green and red. It was just a hot buy purchase from Michael several years ago, and I've used most of the card bases, and I have like the bright green ones left, and then I had some darker red and green ones, and I thought I had 10, so I was like, oh, that's perfect, we'll make 10 cards for day 10, but I actually had 11. There was one that was like stuck inside another card, so I ended up having an 11. So we're going to make 11 cards today, and we're going to use scraps. Now this is, as you've seen, this is my very unorganized, disheveled bin that I keep all of my Christmas scrap paper. Does anyone else's scraps look like this, or are y'all a lot more organized than I am? I mean, it's okay, you know, it kind of makes it like a little treasure hunt, right? Whenever I go through and try to look for some scraps. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be making some cards just using scrap paper. So I think I had already pulled out some sentiments and cut aparts that I thought might work, and now I'm just going through and pulling out some papers to use as like mats and background pieces. Yeah, and you know what? So I think, we're going to be taking the scenic route today, okay, with making these cards, which sometimes is actually, I do enjoy. It's nice to have a plan and, have an exact layout and, kind of just cut down all your pieces and can quickly mass produce, a bunch of cards. And that works great. And sometimes, though, it's kind of fun to just take the scenic route and just like play around and mess around with different patterns and papers and, just do one card at a time and see, what you end up with. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of my process, which, I thought I was a little bit organized, but looking at this, it looks a little chaotic. But I have like some larger mat pieces, some smaller mats. I have my cut aparts, and I'm just kind of going through and seeing what, what I like together. And I soon find out that I need to go back in my scrap bin because I ended up having trouble pairing my cut aparts with my mats and different things. So yeah, it was fun to just kind of play around, relax, and, just come up with some cards using my scraps. But yeah, I'm very excited to, that was my goal for this month, was to try to utilize as many scraps as I could when it came to some projects this month. So yeah, anyways, I'm showing you a little bit of my process. We'll make a few cards together, or we'll assemble a few cards together, and then at the end I'll show you the final set of 11 different cards that I made. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it's just relaxing, puts you in, a crafting spirit, and yeah, I hope you've been enjoying my Christmas in July crafty series. I have a playlist, so I've been able to post a video each day so far, so that's been really fun. So I'll link my playlist in the description box if you're interested. Alright, so here are the final cards that I made. So there's 11 total. That first one was just straight up, just gluing down a cut apart to the card base. But yeah, just kind of played around with mixing and matching different patterns and colors. And I think they turned out pretty cute, pretty nice. Like my favorite are the last 3 cards that I show. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching.